doing our...
Are you recording now?
Yeah.
We got that pre...
This
Y'all
is our
see what
pre-show.
before goes?
Let me bake real quick.
KISSsports. Okay,
Let's
make
look
sure
at
my
peace
ringers
sign.
are off. My ringers. Is my Red Bull over there? Give me my Red Bull. On the other side. Alright.
Let's get this
Hello.
going.
Y'all ready?
Boom, 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 boom,
Got
boom,
your
boom,
book?
boom, 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 boom.
Okay. For whatever purposes we need it for.
You ready?
Yeah. Good afternoon. You're listening to KISSsports here on Deep Ellum Radio.
.com.
I'm your host, Brandy Uretta.
And I'm John.
Hi, bro.
What up?
Recording?
Yeah, it's doing
it
it
is
right there,
recording.
you dummy.
Well, it didn't look like it was recording.
Alright.
So you're doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
Awesome. We
Just a little
have...
sick.
Yeah, it's allergies.
Yeah, it's not
It's
sick.
his allergies. Thank God I don't have that. But today is our all NFL draft show.
About time. We've only waited, 3 months for
Forever.
this?
Did you know that draft season is longer than the actual season?
Yes.
Yeah.
The seasons only last from, September to... The regular season only lasts from September to December.
Yeah, we've been waiting since
January.
the early February.
It's the shortest sports season. It's only 4 months long.
Yeah, really sucks. So we're really excited. We're going to give you all the NFL draft and all that jazz. But I want to do a very quick breakdown. It's going to be quick, so you better keep on your toes about what has happened this week in
this week in NBA playoffs.
The NBA playoffs. Okay, Donald Sterling was banned for life. The Miami Heat swept the Bobcats. Wizards took out the Bulls in 5 games. Friday, Houston had a problem in Game 6 with a buzzer beater by Lillard, advancing the Trailblazers to the next round. Pacers, Hawks, OKC, Memphis, Clippers, and Golden State all forced Game 7 Thursday night. And Saturday, they were played with Indiana, OKC, and LA all winning. Brooklyn and the Mavericks were forced Game 7s on Friday, and they are currently playing.
Wait, what? I didn't catch half that. That
You didn't
was
catch half
a
of
lot
it?
of stuff.
You didn't understand what I said?
You need to speak more clearly and slowly.
I
But
thought I
okay.
did a pretty good. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
It was all quick. I just was trying to.
We're online, so you can just rewind.
Rewind.
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah, the Mavericks play at 2:30 today.
Biggest.
Coming on.
Nobody expect.
Big.
I didn't expect this.
Big.
I mean, huge week for the Mavericks. They killed it. They've hung around with the number 1 overall seed Spurs. So I mean, all they got to do is bring it today. Dirk if he has his best game of the series. I mean, he hasn't played that great up until this point, and they've 3-3. So
I'm wearing
all
blue.
they have to do is bring it once.
I'm wearing Maverick blue today. But I did not wear a Maverick shirt because I did not want to be blamed for the Mavericks losing.
Good.
I did wear Maverick blue though, because it seems like every time I wear a team shirt, they
Just
lose.
be subtle. Don't go all in our face with the team, because you know you're bad luck.
I feel like I am bad luck, but
You are bad luck. Don't
it's been
even
good.
feel like
I'm
it.
proud of the Clippers. They pulled
Clippers,
through.
thank God.
Did you hear about the fight though? Evidently, Stephon Curry and Chris Paul got into in the tunnel.
Well, I'm sure that was a brawl. Steph Curry's my
They're
size.
supposed to be friends. They do farmers or
State Farm
commercials together.
Steph Curry's like, he's my size in the NBA. I could push him around. But what?
What?
Oh, the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
That was some BS. The Thunder, I mean, without Zach Randolph, of course they were going to win that game. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Zach Randolph's the second best player on the Grizzlies. And you're going to get, he was suspended for punching a guy in the head.
Have you ever did you see the meme? And it's like Eddie from Family Matters. It's like Eddie from Family Matters is a little boy, and then he's Zach Randolph as a man. They look the exact same.
Oh, really?
It's so funny.
Big goofy?
Yes. Well, though, we're going to start it. Dun da da da. We wish we had some music.
Yeah, we don't have no music.
No, we don't have music.
We
so
don't
we're
have
gonna
it yet.
It is the KISSsports
NFL Draft
show. Woo woo!
Wait to add that little extra to it, Brandon.
On Thursday, it starts at 7:30.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be a day that young men's lives at our favorite NFL teams will change forever.
Hopefully they'll make a difference.
So whose life will your team change?
Denver Broncos.
Atlanta Falcons.
Hopefully they don't Monty Ball has to pick it up, or I hope we draft Jeremy Hill. Fingers crossed, LSU.
LSU. We will be breaking down some of the top 10 picks. Denver, Dallas,
Atlanta.
Atlanta is in the top 10.
Oh yeah, y'all are definitely top 10.
We're going to talk a little bit about LSU players because, that's who we rep, so that's what we got to do. I'm going to go into some history because something that I never knew about was the history of the NFL draft. I'm sure a lot of you don't know. How far back do you think the draft goes? When do you think the first NFL draft was?
I think like 40s.
1936.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on this is the 78th year for the NFL draft.
And wasn't, I think, the Indian guy, what was his name? Thorpe. Jim Thorpe. I think he was like one of the first people taken in the NFL draft.
Well, it was all started in 1936 to create increased competitives in teams because the worst teams should be able to choose, the best player and this, that, and the other. It basically started when the Eagles co-owner Bert Bell, they weren't good, they weren't competitive, and they couldn't sell tickets or make a profit. So he just was like, hey, let's do this. He brought it up at an owner's meeting, and they unanimously voted, hey, let's do a draft. Mm-hmm. So the worst teams get the first thing. But they sat in the room at the Ritz-Carlton, and all you had was print media, hearsay, and just basically word of mouth about these players.
Huh.
For
interesting.
How you got to drafted. So it was held at the first draft.
There wasn't TVs and cameras all over.
Yeah, that's
Even
true.
There's TVs at the crappiest little school in BFE,
right.
Idaho, the potato throwers over there. They don't even throw footballs up there.
But yeah, it was started at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Philadelphia on February 8th, 1936. They got it over with.
February 8th. They get it like next week.
And there were 90 names on the blackboard in 9 rounds. So basically there were 10 teams.
10 teams.
Yeah.
And now there's 30 teams of 7 rounds. So
yep.
But there's actually 256 players or 265 players, something like that. Oh. Even though there's only 7 rounds of 30 teams. So how does that work? Or is there 30? No, there's 32.
2 teams.
So even still, that's still doesn't equal up to the same amount. That's 224 players.
Well, as I said, the first draft was at the Ritz-Carlton in 1936. 90 names were on the blackboard in 9 rounds. The first player ever selected was Jay Binwanger. And then back then, you negotiated a contract with the player before the draft, and if you couldn't negotiate it, then you could trade the player away.
That's how it should be now.
And then so that
But then you know how many players wouldn't go to the crappy teams? They'd be like, that's not enough money.
Right. And so he went from Philly to the Bears. Well, then the Bears couldn't get a contract, so basically he didn't want to play in the NFL. That year, only 24 of the 81 players chose to play in the NFL. 24 of the 81 drafted.
Now you got 400 players that are wanting to be drafted, and only 250 can be drafted.
Yep.
So it's like an overabundance of people that it's not like back in the day, I guess.
Yep. Byron Whizzer White was one of the very first ones to ever play for strictly, where they were able to negotiate the contract. He's like, I'll give you $15,000 to play.
You got 15 grand?
15 grand, and this was in 1938.
Damn, that's a lot of money. I remember reading this thing about the first professional football player got paid $500, and that was in 1890
something. Yeah. We talked about that not too long ago. Yep. I forget how much that added up to be, but that's a lot of money for back then.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting though. It was back in the 30s or whatever, they were players would sign with teams who offered the most money or were winning. Kind of like now, but a little different.
Free agency?
Yeah, but the thing was, you weren't so other teams didn't have any big stars on them, so they had no competitive edge at all. But it was I was reading it was the Bears, the Packers, the Giants, and the Boston Redskins. I never knew that Boston was. I never knew that
Boston
was the Redskins, or the Redskins were in Boston.
And why? I never thought of it. Why are the Redskins? Are there a lot of Indians in Washington?
Native American. Well, I guess they were in the Northeast. That's where the Pilgrims landed.
but not in. I've never heard of them. And so they rent them off to build the White House?
I guess.
That's messed
They
up.
were probably built by Indians.
No.
So I did some research about rules to enter the draft. You have to be out of high school at least 3 years. It didn't say you have to play in college.
No, you don't. As long that one guy he graduated, the guy from he got drafted by the Texans. He was a pretty big bust from Louisville. He was like 19 when they drafted him.
He was already. Oh, did he graduate early?
He graduated early and only did like 2 years of school.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Amobi Okoye, I think that's who it was.
Amobi Okoye. Well, this year it's a big deal. They've invited a record number 30 players
to Radio City Music Hall.
To Radio City Music Hall to join in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 SEC players. We got like basically a third of those people come from the SEC. We were talking about it yesterday, me and John, that
50 players over the last 5 years have been drafted via SEC.
248.
Yeah, and LSU's had what? 32.
32.
Bama's had 36.
33.
33.
Bama has 33. LSU 32. UGA 32. 47 of those 248 players were first round picks.
See, and I can't even think you don't even have to take that into account. Just look at the top first 3 rounds, because that's usually when all the magic happens anyway. Rounds 5, 4, or even the 4th round. But rounds 5 through 7, you have to find your diamond in the rough. That's the only time
that's
you ever.
true. But it's kind of interesting. It's like
one out of those last, 100 players are even maybe worth taking. Or actually worth and show up, on the field. I mean, you never know half of these guys' names. Especially Mr. Irrelevant, which the Broncos have taken and the 32nd pick of the 7th round, DeMonte McAllister from Florida State. He would be Mr. Irrelevant this year.
Oh, that's what
That's what they call the last man picked in the whole draft. Mr. Irrelevant, because you never hear of his name ever again. He gets a jersey and everything. I'm surprised. I think he gets tape too. I'm not sure.
Well, as I said, we were talking about 47 of those SEC players that have been drafted came in the first round. Bama has had 14 of those. Bama is a producing school.
They're just like Kentucky basketball.
Just pump them out.
It's a draft school.
University of Florida's had 7, LSU 6, and UGA 5.
Right.
Who's going to have the most first rounders from the SEC this year? Looks like it's going to probably be
Bama again.
Bama.
Or A&M. A&M's got 2 or 3 going.
2.
They got Jake Matthews and Johnny Football going.
That's who I want to talk about.
Who?
Mr. Johnny Football.
Johnny Football.
Are there as many questions still today? There are many questions, and there'll probably be more questions.
And they still have no idea if he's going to be able to play.
He did do his pro day in pads.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference whenever you got nobody running at you.
Well, that's true.
You could be good on a pro day if stupid people are just
if they're throwing bouquets at me, I could probably catch it. I caught my 6th wedding bouquet yesterday.
0 for 6.
Oh. I'm 6 no.
Oh.
But I have no husband.
That's what I mean, the 0
World,
for 6.
No boyfriend, world. There you go. World. I'm not desperate. Okay. But, as I said, you said that, but I did. I caught my 6th wedding bouquet yesterday at a wedding. And hey, let me tell you, single ladies trying to get the single ladies trying to get those bouquets are as big of a threat as any cornerback, any Richard Sherman or Trufant in the league. Let me tell you, they're coming out throwing elbows. I didn't have to do anything. I go like Julio.
Those girls are definitely desperate.
go like Julio, and it just goes, Matt Ryan to Julio, the bride to Brandy is how it usually goes down.
Bride to Brandy, yep.
And then just call me Julio. But anyways, let's talk. Johnny Football has just been one of these, probably the most intriguing person.
Enigmatic.
And I've been really proud of him. This offseason, you haven't heard all the crap that we heard last offseason. You know, all the big parties and this. Yeah, he was at the finals, the basketball finals here in Dallas.
Oh, the Final Four.
He's got it. My thing is, you know, people want to dog him for being rich, for being this. The boy's worked his tail end off. At first, I can't stand A&M.
Well, it's funny that they find, during the season, they find all this other crap to talk crap about him about, but then in the last 4 months, you don't hear nothing.
No.
They're turning into Little Miss Goody Two-Shoes in the last 4 months leading up to the draft. You don't know what happens after.
Right.
Because all they have to do is be good for 4 months.
Right. Well, I've been really proud of him. He has, you know, kept it clean, kept it down to earth. As I said, I'm not an A&M fan. I can't stand A&M. And I did not like Johnny Football. But all of a sudden...
you shut him down.
Yeah, towards the end of the last season, and just things have happened to where I'm just, like, so intrigued by him. And I'm just like, oh my God, what's he going to do? How is he going to perform in the NFL? And I want to see him do good.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know why, but I do. And so
he's fun to watch. I mean,
he's great to watch, and I hope he can do this.
I hope he brings it.
But you know what they were saying is the little guy or this, that, and the other. Hey,
Russell Wilson brought him, and I thought he was going to suck. So
Russell Wilson, you know, we've seen it. It's happening. We are becoming into an age where
little guys are taking over the league.
Oh my God, it's going to be a bunch of midgets running about.
Just wait till that happens in the NBA. I'm going to join.
You're going to join the NBA.
5'10" or 6 foot and under club. I'm going to join it.
But I hope so. If you're looking at it now, you've heard the rumors, you've heard everything. Manziel, where does he go?
I've heard he's going to the Texans, pretty sure.
But do you think he'll go number 1 overall?
No. I think, Clowney with J.J. Watt would be a badass duo on the line. So I would say take them. And you can find a quarterback later in the draft. I mean they got, according to this $10 mock draft
which
thing that you bought,
picks numbers wrong.
Yeah, they got the Cowboys going 17, and how legit can this thing be? But it's like there's plenty of quarterbacks. I mean, they got Zach Mettenberger going in the 2nd round to the Bengals at 23, or the 23rd pick of the 2nd round. I mean, why waste a pick on Johnny Football? I mean, yeah, he's good and all, but I mean, he's not an Andrew Luck. So you might as well take a chance on Clowney, who could. I heard this thing the other day. There's been like 15 people been told that they're the next Lawrence Taylor since 1988, and only like one of them has been like lived up to that. Derek Thomas, and he's dead. So
sad.
Well, he didn't die in football. He was sick or a car wreck or something. I don't know. But I mean, they got the first pick in the 2nd round, so it's like
Lawrence
take the best defensive player. Is that the one that always
wore the little earring, the little cross? Yeah. I love him. He's so funny.
He's the one that snapped Joe Theismann's leg in half. But it's like, you take the best defensive player. I mean, there's no quarterback just up there echelon, just like, a top 15 quarterback straight in the league.
And look at the quarterbacks. Where have all the major quarterbacks? If you look at the league right now, how many major quarterbacks have came in the 1st round? We have Matt Ryan. If I can just think off the top of my head
Aaron Rodgers went 25, but I mean, you can wait late. I mean, they thought Alex Smith was going to be better than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers could have gone number 1.
I'm trying to think. Okay, Matt Ryan,
Aaron Rodgers,
Rivers maybe?
Cam Newton, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning,
and just a couple of other ones. But if you look at your superstars that we've always
Carson Palmer,
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady went 6th, 5th round, 7th round, something.
Tony Romo,
undrafted. Russell Wilson 3rd round. Colin Kaepernick 3rd round.
Yeah, we're like thinking of the same people. You're just getting them out before me.
Sam Bradford went 1st overall.
I'm thinking of somebody.
Matt Stafford.
Did you see who got a contract with the Browns this week?
Oh yeah, Vince Young's back in the news. First time in like 3 years.
Yay, Vince Young!
I love Vince back Young for some reason. I don't know why.
He's been trying. He needs to make money. He was broke, remember?
Yeah, he's dead broke, but they're going to draft... According to this, they got Blake Bortles going 4th overall to the Cleveland Browns.
So
I don't know
Okay, well, we've heard the rumors
no
about
matter what,
Johnny
the Browns are going to draft a quarterback, so I don't know what. I guess he's going to just go the straight backup.
Right. Well, we've heard for a long time, Manziel to the Cowboys. It's been a big rumor. But if he comes to the Cowboys, there will be 5 quarterbacks that they have right now positioning for spots on the Dallas Cowboys quarterback roster.
And they've had to pay 5
Tony
guys
Romo,
for no reason.
Who's their back? Orton,
Caleb Haney.
who I went to elementary school with. I had kindergarten with Caleb Haney, who played for who was he with? Bears there for a while.
Played in the playoff game.
And he was with the Broncos that time.
Brandon
Whedon.
So
if they draft Manziel, that'd be 5 quarterbacks that they have to deal with.
And the Brandon Whedon was supposed to be like some big deal about the money situation. It's going to free up space. It's like, well, you draft Johnny Football is going to just wipe that all out. So I don't know. It sure as hell ain't going to happen. They're not that stupid.
I hope not.
They're not that stupid. They need defense.
The Cowboys are pretty stupid, though.
Offense may be an issue at sometimes, but the defense was a problem all last season. So until they get that straightened out,
and did you look at the Cowboys' schedule? They don't need to be playing like they need to.
They need the
straight deep. They need the deep.
That sounds nasty.
It does sound nasty. That's why I said it like that. Anyways, so let's go through top 10.
Top 10.
Houston.
I got Jadeveon Clowney going.
I think Clowney will go there too.
All right, then we got the Rams. This thing has Clowney going to him, but yeah, they're always talking about Greg Robinson for the offensive tackle from Texas or from Auburn.
Yeah, he's a beast. I really want him to go to Atlanta. But
that's what this is. They got Atlanta going
6
picking Greg Robinson, but it's either they're going to pick a defensive lineman at number 2, either Clowney or Jake Matthews.
It's going to be difficult.
This little thing is getting me all confused.
Last thing I've looked at was a top 5 teams most likely to make trades, and number 1 was the Falcons. We had the 6th overall pick. They have Robinson moving anywhere in the top 5.
Yeah,
he could go anywhere. So they're like Robinson, Matthews, Jake Matthews from A&M, or Lewin. I forget what his first name is.
Taylor Lewin
from
Michigan.
Yeah. They have those 3 as like the 3 people that we need to go for. And that's what we need.
Yeah,
we need somebody to block for
Matt Ryan.
And
y'all need defensive help too.
We do. We need defensive.
That's for damn sure.
We're like the Cowboys. We need that deep. But we are nasty.
Broncos don't need the defense.
But the thing is, we have a package that we could give.
God, yours like extra dirty today.
This is KISSsports, remember.
Yeah.
Not
your typical sports.
We have 3 compensatory.
Compensatory? Dear God.
I cannot say that word.
Compensatory.
We have 3 don't you...
Okay, just compensatory picks.
Compensatory picks. We have 3 of those and 7 picks all early within each round, which would make for a nice
package.
Yeah, trade package to give to somebody. So, I mean, it would be possible. I would rather us stay where we are and get more picks. Because you're more likely...
Like the Cowboys did last year. Instead, if they would have just stayed where they were, they could have had Eric Reed from LSU, who ended up turning into a playmaker for the Niners. The Niners took him once they traded up. The Cowboys drafted back, picked up a center, who he was solid, but you could have got him with your 2nd overall pick in the 2nd round.
He would have been available.
And you could have waited to the 3rd round to pick up your boy, what was his? I don't even remember that dude's name. Gavin Escobar, the one that got on the field about 10 plays this last season. I mean, why do you need a tight end when you got Jason Witten?
Right.
I mean, not that much bigger a playmaker than Jason Witten could be.
So, yeah, it's been interesting. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. You just
don't read all these books and expect that's what's going to happen.
If you're looking at our YouTube, don't buy this one. It really sucks.
It doesn't make any sense.
Don't
look too much into Mel Kiper and Todd McShay's big board because it's all bull.
Well, and they changed it. They have about 5 or different ones.
Yeah, whenever you see Kiper's big board 5.0, you know he has no idea who's going where.
Well, they also...
The quarterbacks I've read from going 3 in the top 5, 4 in the top 10 to 2 in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Where do they have Mettenberger going? Where do you? I mean, that says the
Mettenberger.
Bengals.
I'd rather him be in the Broncos. I'd rather
be a backup to Peyton and
pick
learn.
him up in like the second or third round late. Because I mean, we got Brock Osweiler, but he went to Arizona State, so I don't really care about him.
I don't even know who the Falcons' backup is. That's how much I've...
Well, Matt Ryan never... That's good, though.
That is
he
good,
stays
but
on the field.
You just want to...
Peyton's only got a couple more years left, and I mean, Mettenberger's Brock Osweiler's 6'7", so I mean, big guy, big arm. But it's like, I trust Mettenberger more because he's done it.
He's done it against teams. If you look... Oh, my goodness, and it's just getting...
Against national championship...
caliber
defenses.
Another team that they said is most likely to trade is the 49ers with the 30th pick.
They got like 17 picks in this draft, or some crazy 14 picks.
Yeah, they
some
got
crazy number.
And they said like they who they'll probably be going after, from what I've read online in the last few days, is Odell Beckham. From LSU, the wide receiver. It just so happens to be
Odell.
My favorite wide receiver in the college football draft.
Our favorite player of the draft? Odell Beckham Jr.
But they said they need somebody to complement Crabtree. They need somebody to complement Bolden. And he would be a good complement.
Yeah.
And they have the package to move up.
Another good... Well, what they've talked about, what you said earlier, is Detroit may be taking him.
Yeah,
that would be a hell of a pick to put him with Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, he had a good combine.
Good combine, great pro day. He's ready to go. Jeremy Hill is ready to go. They got him as number 2 overall running back, but they don't have him going to the 3rd round according to this stupid thing.
What did that have Odell Beckham at?
Odell Beckham had him going 3rd round.
Yeah, it's really weird.
This thing sucks.
Don't waste your $10 on those magazines because they're not good. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you might as well just draft your fantasy football magazine because they would have better ideas of what's gonna happen.
So, I'm gonna put it this way. Okay, let's go back into history.
Today, Junior.
Today, Junior. What is your favorite? Who is your favorite number 1 overall pick since you can remember?
Well, John Elway, he was number 1 overall pick.
Well,
I wasn't alive yet, but.
You weren't alive yet? Oh, yeah.
1983?
I think I was.
No, I wasn't.
I wasn't even alive. Damn.
Yeah.
But, okay, well.
Number 1 overall pick in mine. Well, I thought sure as hell Jamarcus Russell was going to kill it as the number 1 overall pick. But I don't even know. Because first overalls, I mean.
Sometimes they're usually defensive.
Mario Williams that went to the Texans. I mean, he was solid. But there's not too many just players that I can just like boom, like Peyton Manning, guaranteed. I know he's number 1 overall pick. He was.
You can't think of one? I can tell you mine.
Okay, go ahead.
You know it. You don't even have to. Don't say it, but you know it. 2000 draft.
Oh damn.
The Atlanta Falcons take Michael Vick. I was a Michael Vick fan when he played at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech. Yes, I was a Michael Vick fan then because they played Marshall. Keith Boyd went to Marshall. You saw it, all that stuff. So I watched him play at Virginia Tech, and then he got drafted by the Falcons. That is what solidified my love for the Dallas
Cowboys.
The Atlanta Falcons that year, because when they went to the Super Bowl, I was a Falcons fan. When they played the Broncos, I couldn't root for the same team you did, so I jumped on their train. I watched Vic, and he is who solidified for my love for the Falcons, and I will never stop loving Michael Vick, even though he is a New York Jet now.
Woo!
He will always be my favorite football player.
But
he gave me
Saints?
Oh my God!
That would have been.
I would choke myself, but wrap myself in a fleur-de-lis is what I would do. Anyways, but that is my favorite number 1 overall pick.
Good thinking.
Who do you think has been the most successful over the last couple of years?
What, number 1 overall pick?
Not number 1 overall picks, but over the last couple of years, say the last 4 or 5 years. First rounders.
We should have came up with these questions beforehand, so I'd actually had it written down. I can't. It's too tough.
Let's talk about a team that we were saying has a lot of LSU players. And now
Kansas City Chiefs or the Arizona Cardinals?
Arizona Cardinals look like they're going to be drafting even more.
The LSU Tigers of the Midwest.
Yes. Patrick Peterson,
Kevin Minter. They got pretty much the whole 2011 national championship runner-up. Sucks to say runner-up.
Oh, we should have won that hoe. Anyways,
Got pretty drunk that night.
Yeah, we're all go Tigers. We're all, rise up Falcons, Denver Orange.
Boo!
But it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to Thursday. Hopefully.
Yes. Hopefully y'all are looking. Hopefully you got a little.
We gave you
a little bit of knowledge.
This
stupid magazine started screwing me up, so I couldn't really.
We couldn't do it, but as well as we wanted to. But are you going to be watching it anywhere?
I'm going to be watching it from the comfort of my bedroom.
I can have a party and you come over. I live up the street.
Should be over right after Star Wars. I'm going to probably watch this series one more time.
Well, thank you for listening to Kiss Sports, our draft day show. I hope your team drafts a player that you really feel comfortable with, that you think is going to make your team succeed. I'm Brandy Ureta.
And I'm John.
Thank you for listening to Kiss Sports here on deepelmradio.com. Have a blessed day. Woo woo!
Cut it off a little short.
Well, whatever.
Okay, save, edit, tracker, song, information. Oh, wait.
Was it import file?
No.
Mix down to audio file?
Yeah, but we ain't done none of the other shit.
But I think you did that all last.
But the first thing she did was change their name.
But I think that was when she went to import file. Or
Damn it, why didn't you write this shit down and
mix
bring
down
it
to audio file. That sounds right. Save it, though, just in case.
I already did save it.
Okay. I think it was thong. Shit, I thought I had. Oh, no.
I don't know. We'll find the X out of this shit.
Is there a back?
Oh,
Undo.
I don't touch it.
Oh, pause that so I'm not.
Oh.